What's up, you all? Welcome back. This is to Big Mike Part 2, the Jeze-Bill spirit, not the Jezebel, but the Jeze-Bill spirit. The Jezebels are the ones that would aid Jezebel, as she tried to kill the prophets. Hold on one second. Just trying to go to it. I'm gonna try to get there. Hold on one second. So basically, we're back. We're back. I got my new hillbilly, hat. I thought, but it's the Jeze-Bill spirit, and the Jeze-Bill is the simp that would come along and help Jezebel destroy the men, kill the prophets. So let's get started. Now, last time we left off on a Proverbs 31 woman, and we saw that a Proverbs 31 woman is impossible while a Proverbs 31 man. So Lemuel's mother talks about what a Proverbs 31 man is. And she first tells him, "Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to which destroyeth kings." She says, "It is not for kings, O Lemuel, it is not for kings to drink wine, nor for princes strong drink, lest they drink and forget the law and pervert the judgment of any of the afflicted. Give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish, and wine unto those that be of heavy hearts. Let him drink and forget his poverty, and remember his misery no more. Open thy mouth for the dumb in the cause of all such as are appointed to destruction. Open thy mouth, judge righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and needy." Then she says, "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband does safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life." And so when you listen to a woman, what'd you say? Okay, so somebody said I'm disrespecting Black women. I need someone to tell me, what Black woman have I disrespected? Kamala Harris isn't Black, and Big Mike is Big Mike. So what Black woman am I disrespecting? Anyway, let's get started. I'm trying to figure out what woman,
The only candidate in this race who has outlined a clear set of policies, including focusing on lowering costs and reducing drug prices for all Americans. See tax credits to first-time homebuyers, folks starting small businesses and working families raising our kids. Let me tell you, it is a remarkable plan.
The plan is remarkable. The plan is genius. Oh my God. The plan is amazing. You're gonna love the plan. The plan is fantastic. What's the plan? It ain't for so many ways that you can make an economy great. And Trump tells you his plan: drill, baby, drill, make energy cheap. Energy lowers the cost for everybody. Trump tell you tariffs. We're going to take in billions and billions of dollars. The word tariff is such an amazing word because we get to tax not our American citizens, but we get to tax all the other states for using our military, for using our oil, for selling products to Americans. We get to tariff them, and they pay us what we deserve. What's your plan, sis? Can you just give us a sample? Kind of like at Costco. Even Costco lets you taste a little bit before they tell you something that's fantastic. Can you give us the Costco version of the plan?
Crystal is funny, man. But Crystal basically, so Michelle Obama, aka Big Mike, is up there talking about how great Kamala's plan is, but she's forgetting one key thing to tell you what her plan is. What's her plan? Oh, we got a great plan for you. Oh, we got something great for you. Oh, I got something great for y'all. It's right outside. Oh, you're going to love it. What is it? Oh, don't worry about that. Just wait till we get outside. I'm going to show you this great plan. You know, I thought black people were a little bit more hip than this. I thought black folks had some smarts. I thought black folks were street smart. I did. I'm like, the average black person can't see this hustle these folks are running. Like, y'all can't see Michelle Obama and Kamala Harris and Barack and them running game. Like, y'all can't tell that. When did black folks get so dense? I'm asking, like, black folks used to be hip. What happened? How were black folks this lost in the sauce? Like, y'all can't see these folks are putting on, like, y'all, and hold up, and y'all been going through this for 4 years and you still don't know? You mean to tell me after 4 years of the same game being ran on you, you're still not hip? That's a problem. That's a problem. That is a problem. Y'all can't see these folks is running game? Let's go back to Michelle Obama, aka Big Mike, telling women to disrupt their households. Let's go back to see what she said about women disrupting the household. Let's see what she said.
Someone out there thinking about sitting out this election.
Now I was told I'm hating on black women, but let's see what Michelle Obama tells women to do that are married to their husbands. Let's see what advice Big Mike gives them. But I'm hating. Let's see what she tells them to do.
To anyone out there thinking about sitting out this election or voting for Donald Trump or a third-party candidate in protest, your wife, your daughter, your mother, we as women will become collateral damage to your rage. Are you as men prepared to look into the eyes of the women and children you love and tell them that you supported this assault on our safety? Have to use our voices to make these choices clear to the men that we love. Our lives are worth more than their anger and disappointment. And if you are a woman who lives in a household of men that don't listen to you or value your opinion, just remember that your vote is a private matter.
How are men not to take this to be disrespectful? And this literally comes on the heels of them making apologies to the black men in the black community by then saying that, hey, we're going to give you all of these 5 talking points, which overwhelmingly the majority of them had nothing to do with black men. And it says, and others on top of it on Kamala Harris's website.
And so basically what Anton is saying is they gave black men a 5-point bulletin, but if you go to her website and read it, it's for everybody. My question is, why are y'all not hip to this game? All I heard was y'all got street smarts, y'all know what's going on, and y'all can't see this play they running? Y'all can't see this play they running. You can't tell when somebody is putting on. Y'all can't tell when somebody is lying in your face. Y'all can't tell that. Y'all can't tell that Kamala's lying. You can't tell that Big Mike is putting on. You can't tell that. Like y'all can't tell Obama's, like y'all can't look at these people and tell this. What happened? Is it too much mRNA? What's the issue? Is that what it is? Is it the mRNA with the devil's venom in it and got your mind so you spiritually attached to what they're saying? Is it a spiritual trauma bond with them? Like, what's going on? Thank you, Goldie. She said women can vote in private, but not black men. Look at the message these people are sending. Look at the message these people are sending. Disrupt your household for Kamala Harris? Think about this. Disrupt your household for Kamala Harris. How does this make any sense? Disrupt your entire household, destroy the peace for Kamala, who's in an arranged marriage. You know her marriage is fake, right? Okay. And you know Candace Owens just found out that Kamala has actually she really Jewish. Oh, man. I don't even want to get into that. But anyway, but you can't tell that this woman's not black. This woman grew up in Montreal, Canada. And I'm bringing this up because the whole foundation of her being a candidate is because she said she was black. Joe Biden said, I'm going to hire a black VP, or I'm going to appoint a black VP. Female. This started back then. So her being black is the crux of the issue. The first thing Joe Biden said was, I'm going to pick a black woman. That's what he said. So then when he picks Kamala, the crux of what she is under the guise of a black woman. But come to find out, she's not. And not that I'm saying she's not, just because she's not. Her father said he's not black. Her mother is not black. So my question is, if she's not black, then why are you voting for her? Because all I keep hearing is, we gonna make history. That's all I keep hearing. All I keep hearing is, she gonna get sworn in by a black woman on MLK Day. Everything surrounding Kamala Harris is about her race. And come to find out, she's not black. So my question is, how were black people this lost in the sauce? This stuff is easy to look up. How are black folks this lost in the sauce? This has to be intentional. Michelle Obama, aka Big Mike, is asking you to disrupt your household for Kamala Harris. Listen to the advice that she's giving women. This is crazy. We're going to play it again.
To anyone out there thinking about sitting out this election or voting for Donald Trump or a third-party candidate in protest, your wife, your daughter, your mother, we as women will become collateral damage to your rage. Are you as men?
Imagine you telling these women that the only reason their husband is voting for Donald Trump is because they're upset or they're misogynist or they're racist. And think about this messaging. She's telling women, your husband is only voting for Donald Trump because he's either upset, he's either misogynistic, or he's racist. And then you want me to say that's okay because you believe she's a black woman. I won't. The title of today's show is Big Mike Part 2, The Jeze-Bill Spirit.
But prepared to look into the eyes of the women and children you love and tell them that you supported this assault on our safety? Have to use our voices to make these choices clear to the men that we love. Our lives are worth more than their anger and disappointment. And if you are...
She said, our lives are worth more than their anger and disappointment. This is what I talk about when I talk about having your house in order. And most of these men are weak for trim. They can't put their foot down in their house. That's the problem. She knows who she's talking to because she knows that most women run the house. This is why I tell a man, your due diligence has to be done in the beginning. You have to vet the woman. That means you might lose the woman. Any woman that votes for Kamala is not going to be a good woman. She's not. And I back that statement up by principles. Any woman that is believing what Kamala Harris is spewing out, which is abort your baby, and if they come out, let them be trans. Any woman supporting that is not a good woman. Any woman supporting socialism is not a good woman. Any woman supporting communism is not a good woman. So a woman voting for Kamala is going to be a problem in the household. The only way it's not is if you're a man and you are what they call henpecked, yellow belly. You must do your due diligence up front when it comes to the relationship for men. The man sets the standard, not the women. You go to most of these households and the men are defeated. This is why I tell men, practice being celibate. If a woman does not have control over your loins, and if a man has control over his loins, how can a woman use him? How's she going to get over? If a man can say, I'm not going to sleep with you, what other trick would she have? What other trick up her sleeve or up her weave does she have? This is why a man has to be disciplined first. All the character stuff goes to the man first. The man has to be the one that's disciplined. He has to be the one that has to have the vision. He has to be the one that has to be wise because he has to run the show. But then you got Big Mike telling you, ladies, go against your husbands for the sake of feminism, for the sake of communism, for the sake of globalism. Tori said it's called coochie mind control. It is. It is. My boy Ron said, the wise woman builds her house, but with her own hands, the foolish one tears it down. So, based on the scripture, Proverbs 14:1, Michelle Obama is telling you, ladies, to tear your house down. She's telling you women to tear your house down. And that's what a foolish woman does. If your husband wants to vote for Trump, then guess what? You should be voting for Trump. If your husband don't want to vote, guess what? Then you shouldn't be voting. If your husband want to vote for Kamala, as disgusting as that may be, you should be voting for Kamala. You should be doing what your husband is doing. He's the leader. But what you shouldn't be doing is going against your husband. That's a foolish woman. You tearing the house down.
Third-party candidate in protest, your wife, your daughter, your mother, we as women will become collateral damage to your rage. Are you as men prepared to look into the eyes of the women and children you love and tell them that you supported this assault on our safety? Have to use our voices to make these choices clear to the men that we love. Our lives are worth more than their anger and disappointment. And if you are a woman who lives in a household of men that don't listen to you or value your opinion, just remember that your vote is a private matter.
How are men not to take this to be disrespectful? And this literally comes on the heels of them making apologies to the black men in the black community by then saying that, hey, we're going to give you all of these 5 talking points, which overwhelmingly the majority of them had nothing to do with black men. And it says, and others on top of it on Kamala Harris's website. But right after Barack Obama, just a couple weeks ago, said some of the most disrespectful things and tried to make it about misogyny or some kind of gender war, Michelle Obama comes behind him and says some of the wildest things, and y'all still supporting them. They literally telling y'all to go against the thing that's best for your family and to disrespect the person that you took your vows with in order to align with the Democratic Party and Kamala Harris.
Top Herc mentioned the color revolution. I actually want to discuss that next week. The color revolution is very insightful stuff, man. I mean, I'm blown away by it. But yeah, that's exactly what this is. Proverbs 14:1. Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish woman plucketh it down with her hands. He that walketh in uprightness feareth the Lord, but he that is perverse in his ways despiseth him. In the mouth of the foolish is a rod of pride, but the lips of the wise shall preserve them. Every wise woman buildeth up her house, but the foolish woman tears it down with her own hands. I like that because it's saying that the woman is using her own hands. That means that Satan is going to convince the woman to tear it down herself. He's not going to do it. She's going to do it herself. Women have to stop. Women have to learn how to guard their ears. There is a reason why all these female artists are talking so crazy. It's because they know that women don't know how to guard their ears. It's a reason why pornography is free, because men know how to guard their eyes. There's a reason why this stuff is going on. We must guard our eyes and our ears. Let's continue. Let's continue.
watched my husband go from a boy to a man when I stopped being his mother and I started to be his wife. I was working full-time and he was working part-time. I had just had our first son. I mean, I'm leaving the house at 6:30 in the morning. I'm asking John, drop off the baby. The babysitter was like, hey, he's bringing the baby late and the diaper hasn't been changed. I'm like, fine, I'll just do everything. And so I'm so stressed out and I was taking a shower and I'm trying to relax. And I heard the Spirit of God say, you don't think John is a very good head of the household, do you? And I thought, no, I know he's not. Like, he is not. He doesn't even take out the trash. He said, you think you could do it better? And I said, yeah, I know I could do it better. He said, I've made you the head of the household, Lisa. It's a yoke to you, but it's a mantle to John. Throw it off your shoulders. Throw it off my shoulders. Nothing is going to get done. I said, John likes you doing everything. All he's ever known is a mother, and you are acting like his mother and not like his wife. And I just remember God replaying all these times, all these conversations where I thought I was so funny and I could look back and I was so demeaning, so emasculating, so excited that I was right and that he was wrong. And I just broke, came out of the shower. I'm like, John, I'm so sorry. I said, I thought submission meant if I agree with you, I go along with you. But if I don't agree, I fight you tooth and nail until you change your mind. You know, here's the truth. We can be a stay-home mom and think we're the source and we'll be stressed out. Or you can be a woman who works full-time and understand God's your source, and you will have a peace that passes understanding.
I am Linz. I'm gonna get this clip for you. I grabbed it from. I went to this, feminism hashtag, and I just was looking at videos. This lady, but what she spoke was profound. And I'm gonna play this again. She talks about how she viewed her husband, and basically what she's saying is she didn't respect her husband. But honestly, was her husband doing something to be respected is the question. So this is where you run into a problem with women. Again, for the men. If a woman does not respect you, meaning that say y'all get married and you exhibit behavior that she doesn't respect, her nature is to destroy. She won't be doing it on purpose. Her nature as a woman is going to be to emasculate you, to defeat you, to like, it's just her nature. Because in nature, she would be looking for the alpha male. She would be looking for the male that could provide, the one that could protect, the one that could build. That's what she'd be looking for. So if you exhibit behaviors that take away or that threaten her basic survival instincts, she's going to want to get you removed. It's just their nature. And so, men take it personal in the red pill space, but don't take it personal. It's her nature. Even if she wanted to not do it, she couldn't help but do it. It's in her nature. So what you got to do is you always have to be in the authority position, man. That means you always have to say what you mean and mean what you say. That means your word has to literally become reality. That means your actions have to be said. So that means that she looking at God and she looking at you and she's trying to find a difference. I'm just saying. That's how it's supposed to be. She looking at God, looking at you like, I don't see much difference. Now, I'm joking, but what I'm saying is she has to give you that much reverence, is what I'm saying. So if you're a man, you have to make sure when you're dealing with a woman that you got to almost be like God with her. The Bible said that God is not slack concerning his promises. God's not a man that he can lie. God rains down blessings on the just. And like a lot of characteristics of God. God is a farmer. God believes in seed time and harvest. God believes in order. God believes in decency. Like all these things. So just understand that when you're dealing with a woman, that's how you got to be. So the way she's describing her husband, not changing the diaper, working part-time, I can see how she felt the way she felt.
It's a yoke to you, but it's a mantle better. I said, yeah, I know I could do it better. To a man, when I watched my husband go from a boy to a man when I stopped being his mother and I started to be his wife. I was working full-time and he was working part-time. I had just had our first son. I mean, I'm leaving the house at 6:30 in the morning. I'm asking John, drop off the baby. The babysitter was like, hey, he's bringing the baby late and the diaper hasn't been changed. I'm like, fine, I'll just do everything. And so I'm so stressed out and I was taking a shower and I'm trying to relax. And I heard the Spirit of God say, you don't think John is a very good head of the household, do you? And I thought, no, I know he's not. Like, he is not. He doesn't even take out the trash. He said, you think you could do it better? And I said, yeah, I know I could do it better. He said,
think about it. Not changing the diapers, not taking the trash out, and he's working part-time. So if you're working part-time and your wife working full-time, everything in the house should be in order. If you are working part-time and your wife is working full-time, everything in the house should be in order because you're working half the time. So if you're working part-time, the other time should be spent making sure the house is in order. So I can already tell that he was probably a mama's boy, beta, like growing up to do. I can tell he's already like that, got to be told what to do, take the trash out, no kind of initiative. All he wanted was some trim.
He said, I've made you the head of the household, Lisa. It's a yoke to you, but it's a mantle to John. Throw it off your shoulders. Throw it off my shoulders. Nothing is going to get done. He said, John likes you doing everything. All he's ever known is a mother, and you are acting like his mother and not like his wife. Yeah. And I just remember God replaying all these times, all these conversations where I thought I was so funny, and I could look back and I was so demeaning, so emasculating, so excited that I was right and that he was wrong. And I just came out of the shower. I'm like, John, I'm so sorry. I said, I thought submission meant if I agree with you, I go along with you. But if I don't agree, I fight you tooth and nail until you change your mind. Here's the truth. We can be a stay-home mom and think we're the source and we'll be stressed out. Or you can be a woman who works full-time and understand God's your source, and you will have a peace that passes understanding.
LeChat said she was doing everything and he was letting her. Again, fellas, the Bible talks about don't let your good deeds be evil spoken of. don't get married to the woman and get sorry. Like, don't, like, you can take the trash out. Like, you can change the baby's, like, you can do these simple things. But again, it sounds like to me that he was kind of sorry. So I don't even fault her for wanting to take on the challenge. I don't. Because if a woman don't respect you, that's what she's going to do. It's in her nature. And thank God the Holy Spirit intervened and saved her marriage. But, you know, he was doing a piss poor job. He was doing a piss poor job. And believe me, I understand. I'm not excusing it, but I do understand. It is our job as men to be the foundation of the home for the woman. We are supposed to be the foundation of the family. We're supposed to be Christ in the house. The church is the wife and the children. We're supposed to be Christ, though. So at the end of the day, if Christ was in the house, he would take the trash out. He would change the baby's diapers. He would make sure the meal was probably prepared. I'm just saying. You working part-time. If you working part-time, you need to be doing anyway. Don't be sorry, man. That's all I'm saying. Don't be sorry. Somebody said Michelle Obama's hair is receding. Listen, Michelle Obama's hair, I don't know why that thing is pushed back like that.
Out there thinking about sitting out.
Because I'm looking at it, that little swoop over braid thing, all that scalp underneath. Like if she don't swoop that thing over, that's all scalp. Y'all remember how Robocop looked? I'm trying to find Robocop. When Robocop took his helmet off. Let me see Robocop without helmet. Let me see. Fancy shooting, son. What's your name? Murphy. Fancy shooting, son. What's your name? Murphy. Fancy shooting, son. What's your name? Mike. Oh, that's funny to me, boy. Let me show y'all Robocop without no helmet. Y'all can see how he look. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Yeah, so this how her hair look with without that swoop over. She's not tricking me. This how her hair looks though. If you don't put them braids over that hair, that's how it look. She like Robocop with no helmet. Fancy shooting, son. What's your name? Mike. I don't know why that's so funny. If y'all see Robocop enter the movie, he comes in there with no helmet on, and then he ends up shooting the guy, Dick Jones. But the guy that owns the company says, "Fancy shooting, son. What's your name?" Murphy. But anyway, this is what's under Big Mike's braid helmet. Is this what it looks like right here? I don't know why this is so funny to me. But anyway, let's continue, man. Let's continue.
Reading about the evolution of patriarchy, and apparently patriarchy really started taking a hold not when marriage was invented, because of course matriarchies have marriage too, but when women started leaving their home/community to join the husband's home/community. That meant that for any given community, the men in the community were more close and more closely related than the women in the community. So if any conflict were to arise, the men in that community were more likely to support each other, whereas the women were strangers or not as close or closely related and could not give each other that same level of support. So if you need another reason to make sure that you have strong girl allies and strong female friendships, this is it. And if you'd like to see 5 divinely possessed women take down an oppressive ruling regime and an Afrocentric dystopian, you should check out my book, The Waning, wherever you get your books online.
And now she's obviously been radicalized. She's a feminist. She's a Marxist. She's all of these things. But listen to what she says about the patriarchy. She believes that women had their own separate society and men had their own separate society. And then women decided to join the men in their society. You know how stupid that sounds? Have you all ever seen a group of women go out there and conquer anything? Have you all ever seen a group of women go out there and conquer anything? Let me guess, The Woman King. Have y'all seen that movie? It's fake. These women beating up grown men is cap. No. Grown men running by, flipping men up with one hand. Come on, man. Stop. Okay, yeah, I'll play it. Pamela, I'll play it. But listen to her.
So I was reading about the evolution of patriarchy, and apparently patriarchy really started taking a hold not when marriage was invented, because of course matriarchies have marriage too, but when women started leaving their home/community to join the husband's home/community.
Black people just make stuff up. Marriage was invented by God in literally the beginning of time. The first institution created was marriage. The first institution created was marriage. And what prompted God to want to create a marriage? He looked at Adam and said, it's not good for man to be alone. Man was not made for woman. Woman was made for man. Does that mean that woman is insignificant and she's devalued? No. It just means that her role is to be a helpmate for the man. So this world that she's talking about never existed. A world where women had their own societies. When was this? Wonder Woman and the Amazonians? Like when did this happen? Where was I at? Where was humanity at? Women had their own societies. And men had their own societies. Nobody was getting married. The institution of marriage came about because God saw man alone. And he said it's not good for man to be alone. I was listening to Fleece Johnson today, and he was dropping some jewels. He was using the Bible. Fleece Johnson, remember? I likes you, and I want you. And we can do this the easy way or the hard way. The choice is yours. Fleece Johnson was spitting the word. And he talked about how when God said it wasn't good for man to be alone, he said, look at prison. He said all the awful things that happen in prison is because there are no women there. Men are alone. He said it's not good. Anyway, I won't get into it. But my point is, in what world is she living in? In what world? Listen, I'm going to play that video this Saturday of Fleece Johnson, and I want y'all to listen to what he was saying, though. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all this right now. Think about Paul. Think about Saul before he became Paul. What was he doing? He was persecuting believers. Look what Paul went to become. Paul was doing the ultimate. He was literally killing God's people. Look what he became. Arguably the greatest man in the Bible. We're not talking about the Messiah. We're talking about man. So what I'm saying is that I know Fleece Johnson was out of control, but if you listen to him break down, he was breaking it down. He's breaking it down. I know he got some sense.
That meant that for any given community, the men in the community were more close and more closely related than the women in the community. So if any conflict were to arise, the men in that community were more likely to support each other, whereas the women were strangers or not as close or closely related and could not give each other that same level of support. So if you need another reason to make sure that you have strong girl allies and strong female friendships, this is it. And if you'd like to see 5 divinely possessed women take down an oppressive ruling regime in an Afrocentric dystopian, you should check out my book, The Waning, wherever you get your books online.
Listen, I don't know what it is. That little thing in the nose, that little ring right there, that ring is satanic and demonic. I'm convinced. Every time I see a girl with that ring in her nose, she don't ever have any sense. I've never met a girl with sense that got that thing in her nose. I've never seen it. They all are crazy. They demonically possessed. They all off the chain, all of them. When they got that thing, and I don't know what this, it's like when they clip it in there, it releases a demon. I don't know. It's crazy. And right, T, and it's ugly. And it's unattractive. Now, I ain't talking about the nose ring up here. I'm talking about this one. This is something different. I don't know what this does. That clip, a demon is released. Let's continue.
The fourth wave of feminism is mostly a Trojan horse of a vehicle to advance socialism. There is a very big government and often anti-capitalist agenda that courses throughout it. There is a real erosion of individualism within its ideology, and ultimately, many of its goals actually undermine civil rights. Socialism and
Yes, Mystic Philly, a septum piercing. A septum piercing is a ritual that releases a demon inside the woman. You heard it here first. I guarantee if you trace back that septum piercing, trace it all the way back, it's attached to some kind of ritual somewhere, dealing with a false god and a sacrifice. I guarantee it. Because every woman that has that thing pierced right there, they all are the same. All of them. They're out of control.
The fourth wave of feminism is mostly a Trojan horse of a vehicle to advance socialism. There is a very big government and often anti-capitalist agenda that courses throughout it. There is a real erosion of individualism within its ideology, and ultimately, many of its goals actually undermine civil rights. Socialism and communism are bad for everyone, and the mentalities that underlie them are completely toxic. It is not good to lead your life with a victim mentality, and that is what current feminists are pushing.
You, sorority girl, actress, influencer, victim. Yeah, that's totally me.
They want people to feel like victims. They want them to feel helpless. They want them to have a lot of social divides against other people and feel that they've been wronged, because then they can come in as the big solution with all of their big government ideas as your strongman that's going to save you and fix your life. These kinds of philosophies not only hurt people on a macro level because they are bad for the economy, they're bad for people who want to increase their quality of life. They hurt people on an interpersonal level because they keep you trapped in a mentality of not having any agency or the ability to shape the world around you. That's demoralizing, and over time, it makes people absolutely miserable. As a whole, the fourth macro level, because they are bad for the economy, they're bad for people who want to increase their quality of life. They hurt people on an interpersonal level because they keep you trapped in a mentality of not having any agency or the ability to shape the world around you.
And we know this is true because look at what they're saying. They're saying that women don't have enough sense or discipline or morals or character to not sleep with men and just have and get pregnant. Think about what they're saying. if you listen to them talk about women, they talk about women as like they're helpless. Everything they do for women is because they don't believe women have self-agency. So think about the abortion argument. Think about the abortion argument. The abortion argument is we got to set it up because we know that women can't control themselves. They can't make good decisions. And she's right. It's a victim mentality. We are victims and men are oppressing us. So we need the laws in society to change to give us the power. That's what they're saying. It is a lack victim mentality. Feminism, it is. Because it's saying, like she said, in a helpless, you are helpless in this world. You need the government. Feminism is an advocate for more government. Excuse me, feminism is advocating for more government. Think about what feminism is saying. We need more government. We need less family. We need more government and less family. We need more women in charge, and we need less qualified men in charge. Because, you know, feminists, if they got to pick between trans and a regular man, they're going to pick the trans. You know that, right? Okay.
That's demoralizing, and over time, it makes people absolutely miserable.
And that's the goal of these agendas, is to think about how they pitch to Black people. The system's going to get you. It's racist. The police are going to get you. Trump's going to get you. Look how they pitch they demoralize you. They make Black folks feel helpless, and now guess what? They got to turn to the government. I'm like, y'all can't see the play? They make you feel this big, so where you have no hope. They tell you that God is bad, the patriarchy is bad, the system is bad, everything is bad. White folks bad, Trump bad, a good economy is bad, closed borders, everything's bad. So now you feel this big, and what are you going to do? You're going to run right to the government. Y'all can't see the play?
Women are raised in religions that some say treat them like second-class citizens. People are divided because some people say let them live their life and make the choices they want, while others say they're oppressed. I think the question if someone is really choosing their life is overly simplistic. As a Mormon woman, I chose to serve a mission, I chose to get married in the temple, but in many ways I was heavily conditioned to believe that those were the only options for me and the only way to be accepted by my community. When you're heavily conditioned to make a very particular choice, decision-making is an illusion. Rather than asking if these women are really choosing their lives or not, I think there are other questions that are more productive to ask. Like, if she had her own income, would she still make that choice? Would her family and community still accept her with open arms if she didn't follow tradition? If she had a great education, would she still be making that choice? Was she raised from infancy to believe there is only one good way to approach life, or was she heavily encouraged to seek out every path available to her? I think if we look through history, we see women who made choices not because they were the best option, but because that is what would keep their children and themselves safe. Women throughout history have often chosen the best option amongst a ton of horrible options. And if you're making choices based off of fear or religious and cultural conditioning, are they really choices at all at that point?
Now, I'm assuming this radical feminist done ruined her life, and she said she's an ex-Mormon. So she was married. I don't know what happened, but I see she got a piercing in her nose. She's being and again, when women say they're not going to be traditional, that means they're going to sleep around. I don't care what they try to tell you that's deep and philosophical. All it means is she's going to be sexually promiscuous. That's all. All women that talk like this, if you just look at them, they have a horrible sex life because they sleep with multiple different men. That's all this means. Because they have been convinced to believe that their liberation is tied to their anatomy. And so their sign of rebellion against the patriarchy and against the system is to ironically sleep around with men. Think about the mindset. You're saying men have kept me down. So in my liberation process, I'm going to give men, the same ones that have kept me down, my body for nothing. No strings attached. This woman is an ex-Mormon, and she believes that she never had a choice in being Mormon. Do you believe she's going to leave her Mormon husband and pick a good man? No. Oh, Janan said her and her husband left the Mormon church. Well, I'm going to say this, Janan. Based on what she's saying, she gone too. Because I guarantee it was her decision to leave that church, not his. I guarantee it was her decision to leave that church, not his. And I guarantee they voted for Kamala Harris. And I guarantee they voted for Kamala Harris.
Many women are raised in religions that some say treat them like second-class citizens. People are divided because some people say let them live their life and make the choices they want, while others say they're oppressed. I think the question if someone is really choosing their life is overly simplistic. As a Mormon woman, I chose to serve a mission, I chose to get married in the temple, but in many ways I was heavily conditioned to believe that those were the only options for me and the only way to be accepted by my community. When you're heavily conditioned to make a very particular choice, decision-making is an illusion. Rather than asking if these women are really choosing their lives or not, I think there are other questions that are more productive to ask, like if she had her own income, would she still make that choice?
Again, this is the dangers of letting a woman lead your life, men. Somebody said we got a few Mormons in the chat. Good. I know that this couple leaving the Mormon faith was her idea. And the husband, because he don't have a backbone, he followed the woman. I can tell by the way she's talking, she runs the house. She's not humble. And I guarantee she gonna cheat on him, and she gonna say that it was all those years of the patriarchy that drove her to it. I done seen this thing play out 1,000 times. When women rebel, they use their anatomy. That's how they rebel. They don't rebel by being virtuous women. They don't rebel by being righteous. They don't rebel by going to the Bible. They don't rebel by leaving the world. They rebel by indulging with their anatomy. So I guarantee she gonna step out on him, because the fact that he followed her, guess what that means? She don't respect him no more. You see what I mean, fellas? Once you acquiesce to the woman, she's not going to respect you. You're going to lose anyway. I don't negotiate with terrorists. So it's always my school of thought with any woman I'm with. I got my finger. It's that little briefcase with you got to turn the key and push the button. I ain't even got the coordinates. I already done turned the key and I'm ready to push the button. I'm like George Bush. I'm like this with the button. I'll push it. I don't negotiate with terrorists. You're not finna tell me to do nothing. If we're going to leave because I'm leading us out of the situation. Not because you come to me and say, honey, I feel oppressed. Let's lead a Mormon church. Let's lead a faith and go do what? Go indulge in the world? That's all y'all gonna do is go be of the world. Supporting every wicked agenda. That's all you're gonna do. All you're gonna do is leave the Mormon faith and run right into the world and go vote for Kamala Harris. That's all you're gonna do. Even his wife, look at her face. It's starting to look more masculine. When she was with her husband in Mormon, she looked soft, and now she looks like a man. Now she's look at what this feminism does. It takes away your womanly essence. Now her jawline starting to get squared off. She like Robocop with the wig. Am I lying? Look at her. Am I lying? Look how masculine her face looks now. Look what happens to women when they want to lead and run something. Look at her. Look at her neck. Look at her jawline. Look at her.
Would her family and community still accept her with open arms if she didn't follow tradition? If she had a great education, would she still be making that choice? Was she raised from infancy to believe there is only one good way to approach life, or was she heavily encouraged to seek out every path available to her? I think if we look through history, we see women who made choices not because they were the best option, but because that is what would keep their children and themselves safe. Women through
Listen, man. I'm tired of y'all trying to rewrite history. Show me the group of women that went off on their own and built a civilization. Show them to me. Show me a group of women that went somewhere and built something productive. Show me. Show me. Show me these societies that existed where women was in charge. Show me them. We got a woman running for president right now. We got a woman running for president right now. How's that working out? We got Michelle Obama. How's that working out? Hillary Clinton. How's that working out? AOC. How's that working out? Nancy Pelosi. How is all these women working out? How is that all these women, they got all these great ideas, how are they all demons? You mean to tell me between Kamala, Big Mike, and Oprah, you can't find a righteous woman? Come on, man. Women open the door for this LGBTQ trans takeover. Women sitting there crying and complaining, oh, women's sports. They're taking on sports because y'all ushered it in. It was y'all championing all these causes. It was y'all cheering for them like they wasn't oppressed either. I said they wasn't oppressed either. In real time, we saw that all this is cap. The same story the women got is the same story the trans and the LGBTQs got. They got the same story, and they wasn't oppressed neither. They wasn't oppressed neither. Talking about they made a choice for survival for their children. You don't get out of here, girl. Look at what has become of society with women being educated and having jobs. Look what's happened. Look how in this amount of time, this short amount of time, it took you all to lose your stake in society to some men in drag. Think about women's liberation. Y'all got the jobs, the education, y'all did everything that men are doing, and look what's happening to y'all. Y'all getting defeated by men in drag. Think about that. Think about the ideology they have. You were oppressed. Now you're not oppressed, and look what's happening. Men are still ruling over you, except this time, they don't want to marry you. They want to get rid of you. Or they want your womb to have their children. At least back in the day, you had a house, a home, some children, and if the man died, you got it all. You were taken care of. You didn't have to work. Now you got to work and compete with other men in drag. Now you got to look at another man and call him a woman.
throughout history have often chosen the best option amongst a ton of horrible options. And if you're making choices based off of fear or religious and cultural conditioning, are they really choices at all at that point?
And I'm gonna ask you, young lady, is it a choice? If you can get your face back, would you get your face back? Do you want this manly face, or do you want a soft face like you used to have when you were with the Mormons? When you were with the Mormons, your face was softer, your skin was softer. Now you with Kamala, and your jawline is expanding. Your lips are getting thinner. Your neck is getting more muscular. Is it worth it, ma'am? Is it worth it for you to morph into something that your husband can't even recognize? Okay. You said in Robocop 3, the main guy was a black dude in drag. I never seen Robocop 3. I gotta watch it. Let me write that down. Robocop 3. I gotta check that out. Fighting for women's liberation. Now you fighting for your existence. You see how that works? You see how they tricked y'all into fighting for liberation? Now you fight for your existence?
Started laughing. He said, Aaron, what do you think women's liberation was about? And I said, I had pretty conventional thinking about it at that point. I said, I think it's about women having the right to work, getting equal pay with men, just like they won the right to vote, you know? And he started to laugh. He said, you're an idiot. And I said, why am I an idiot? He said, let me tell you what that was about. We, the Rockefellers, funded that. We funded Women's Lib. And we're the ones who got all over the newspapers and television, the Rockefeller Foundation. And you want to know why? He said, there were two primary reasons. And they were, one reason was we couldn't tax half the population before Women's Lib. And the second reason was now we get the kids in school at an early age. We can indoctrinate the kids how to think. It breaks up the family. The kids start looking at the state as the family, as the school, as the officials, as their family, not as the parents teaching them. And so those are the two primary reasons for Women's Lib, which I thought up to that point was a noble thing. You know, when I saw their intentions behind it, where they were coming from when they created it, the thought of it, I saw the evil behind what I thought was a noble venture.
So the whole foundation of the women's liberation movement was to destroy the family. Because they know if there's no families, society's going to fall. They know that men are not going to be motivated to just fight for themselves. Most men are motivated by a greater cause, i.e. family, i.e. religious reasons. The whole feminist movement, the whole premise of it was to destroy the family, which is what Satan wanted to do in the beginning. Which is what Satan wanted to do in the beginning. Which is what Big Mike wants to do. Which is what Cackling Kamala wants to do. It's absolutely insane. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, yea, had God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God has said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. For God know that in the day that ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. So these plans that Kamala has, they're not just to take out women. The woman's going to hand you the fruit. the woman is going to hand you the fruit. Now you notice that Eve's motivation for that tree, for eating that fruit, we're going to go through it again. It said, pay attention. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food and that it was pleasant to the eyes and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat. So what Eve saw in that tree was what? What did she see? She saw a chance to be like God. She saw a chance to know what God knew. And the reason why she gave it to Adam wasn't because she wanted him to know. It's because by the time she ate the fruit, now the wicked nature kicks in. Now we get deception. Now we get trickery, manipulation, being conniving, being evil. When she bit that fruit, that's why she gave it to him. She wasn't thinking about Adam at first. She was thinking about herself. If she was thinking about Adam, she would have said, let me get my husband so he can hear this too. She didn't say that. She was thinking about herself. But when she bit the fruit, that spirit rose up in her and said, make sure he eats it too. Because she knew the spirit knows, the devil knows, if Adam don't eat that fruit, he's going to reject Eve. If Adam doesn't eat that fruit, he's going to reject Eve. So these women are going to try to get you to vote for Kamala so you can be on the hook with them. Because they know if you don't vote for Kamala, and they did, and she wins and the country is going down in flames, she can't say you part of it too. That's what they want. No. No. If you notice, Eve got deceived by the serpent because he could talk. He was the most subtle beast of the field, but he was still a beast. She should have been startled to see him, but she wasn't startled because what? The woman's weakness is her ears. So when he spoke to her, he disarmed her. If he had came up growling, she'd have ran and got at him. But he came up talking, spitting some good game. You looking nice today, Eve. She's like, huh? You can talk? Yeah, I can talk. And I've been watching you a lot, and you sure are beautiful. I'm beautiful? Yeah, thank you. She was hooked. Huh. Like taking candy from a baby. Let's continue.
Real here for a second. As you can probably tell, I've been crying a little bit. I always get these comments, but like recently it kind of ramped up. I get comments being called a man and being called masculine and asking if I'm on steroids. There will always be negative people out there, and they put women in a box, and they think of women should be fragile and petite and quiet and meek, but that's not the case. Women can be strong, and they can have broad shoulders, and they can take up space, and they can be big. I think I'm getting emotional because I feel very passionate about this. Don't let anybody try to define or dictate how you feel about yourself. You get to decide that.
Now, she's trying to tell you that she's unbothered, but she's on here crying because she's bothered. Because no matter how many times she gets on social media and tries to make you believe that she's this, that, and the third, when she looks in that mirror, she see that big face, she see them broad shoulders, she see them no hips and no butt, she see that shape. She has a Scandinavian warrior shape. She has a Viking frontline warrior shape. That's her shape. Her shape is meant for battle. She could be an extra in Game of Thrones. It's like her body is meant for physical toll. But it doesn't mean she can't be ladylike. It doesn't mean she's not attractive, but what she has to do is she has to stay off of social media, because social media is not going to be kind when you look the way you look. Because what's going to happen is that you're going to try to compensate for the way you look by usually going out into the world and using your body. This is why your value as a woman comes from God. The Bible says that we are wonderfully and fearfully made. You cannot get your validation from the world. So although you may believe that broad shoulders are attractive, they might be attractive in the medieval times, but not now. You might believe that a big face is attractive. They may have been attractive back in the days of Pinocchio and them, but not now. So now you gotta understand that your value is not going to come from your broad shoulders and little hips and big face and big hands and big feet. Your value is going to come from your virtue as a woman. If you are a virtuous woman, then a man is going to see you. He's not going to see you through all this foolishness, though. He's going to pass you right over. You mean tell me she got broad shoulders and she insecure? She got a big face and she insecure? Nah, I'm good.
To be very real here for a second, as you can probably tell, I've been crying a little bit. I always get these comments, but like recently it kind of ramped up. Was I get comments being called a man and being called masculine and asking if I'm on steroids. There will always be negative people out there, and they put women in a box, and they think of women should be fragile and petite and quiet and meek, but that's not the case. Women can be strong, and they can have broad shoulders, and they can take up space, and they can be big. And they can take up space, and they can have broad shoulders.
Now listen, young lady, do you want to win or do you want to look big losing? Do you want to win or do you want to look, you want to look big losing? This is my advice to all women. A man is not going to marry you because you have small shoulders and a small jawline. That is not going to be why he's going to marry you. He's not going to marry you because you have broad shoulders and a big face and no hips and no butt and big hands and big feet. That is not why he's going to marry you. He is going to marry you if you are a good woman. You don't have to be small to be a good woman. You don't have to carve out this space to exist. Because what you don't realize is that the trans are built like you. Not to say you trans, I'm saying the trans are built like you. There's already a tainted market for that look. You're going to win if you are a good woman. All this carving in space, I can be big and all this is foolishness. Focus on being a good woman so the man can find you. You get on social media crying, ain't no man gonna want to deal with that. Your greatest assets is not your body. Now, for having children, yes, people now he gonna want to procreate with you because listen, now God is fair. Say you meet a good guy and he wants y'all get married or whatever. When y'all have children, y'all gonna have some athletes. So when the woman is tall like this, the kid's gonna be tall, so y'all gonna have some athletes. So the benefit is that you can breed a whole army of boys and girls like yourself and your husband. Y'all can so it's a good side to this, it's an upside, but you got to be a good woman to get that. Crying online ain't gonna get it. Feeling sorry for yourself ain't gonna get it. Them shoulders are never gonna go down. That face is never gonna get smaller. So what you gotta do is focus on what's in here. I don't think she's ugly though. I don't think she's ugly. I think she has a good disposition. I think she's feminine. I think she can win.
And they can take up space and they can be big. I think I'm getting emotional because I feel very passionate about this. Don't let anybody try to define or dictate how you feel about yourself. You get to decide that.
Okay, so yeah. But again, another Kamala crony, lost in the sauce.
help but agree very enthusiastically about how I think it gets easier and better for women as they get older. I mean, in many ways. You might have to start thinking about things like eye cream, but really, I do feel that it gets your skin starts to feel like your own, and you start to you just realize that you look in the bag of fucks to give, and it's empty. It's empty. Right?
Yeah, well, it's empty because your cell phone is empty. See, what women do is they play this thing off as if they got all the options and they don't. When a woman is getting older, she has less options. And that's just how life works. That's why it's good for women to get the man while they have the most leverage. It just is. As I've said before, men pay it most up front. Women pay it most on the back end. So when a woman is young and in her youth and looking good, the world's throwing everything at her. But guess what? Is she honoring the leverage? Most women don't. So when she's talking about what she gives, she don't care. I guarantee she has a horrible dating life. I guarantee it, because no man that she's going to respect is going to put up with that kind of language. No self-respecting man is going to date a woman that votes for Kamala. He's not going to do it because he knows there are too many fundamental differences. So when she says she has 0 F's to give, all that means is she's going to go out there and have irresponsible sex. That's all that means. She's going to go out into the world and have irresponsible sex. That's all that means. All this stuff boils down to the woman going out in the world and making poor choices when it comes to men. Talking about being comfortable in her own skin. No, your options have lessened. The wall is approaching. Foolishness.
I think you should pop your shit.
And this who's gonna replace y'all, right? Look at this. Look at this. Y'all done gave these men a space and a platform. Y'all done gave these men the key to the safe.
Guy I was talking to asked me to describe myself in one sentence, and I said that I'm a life top, bedroom bottom.
Again, I'm gonna play it again.
A guy I was talking to asked me to describe myself in one sentence, and I said that I'm a life top, bedroom bottom.
Again, when women are talking about they're liberated and free and they found themselves, this is what they're gonna do. This is what they're going to do. Go out there and be sexually irresponsible.
Do you like Pa?
Who doesn't?
Not everybody. Do you like
really?
the ex?
Name one person who doesn't like power.
No, everybody wants to be famous.
No, it's not. It's not just fame. It's power. Is anyone can have power. I mean, it's how you feel about yourself. It's how you carry yourself. It's the effect that you have on people. It doesn't necessarily. It's not synonymous with fame, and I think that I don't think you would find a human being on this earth that wasn't interested in power.
That's Madonna. And we've seen Madonna. We've seen what Madonna, let's look and see what Madonna is. Madonna's current pictures. God will not be mocked. God will not B. Mott. She looks like the thing from Jigsaw. What's that? What's that thing from Saw? Jigsaw. So if you look, this is Madonna currently today. She got a whole face transplant. She got her lips done. She got her eyebrows removed. Like she got her eyelashes removed. Got her nose done, cheek filled up, forehead filled up, Botox, chin filled up. Yeah, just overall crazy. Overall crazy looking. That's all. Overall crazy. So this is Madonna talking about she wants some power. She go, yeah, and she got the butt shots. You know, she got her ears. Her ears look longer. So yeah, just I'm trying to find that picture. Yeah, but this is Madonna though. Now Madonna was in 2011. She was already, the foundation was starting to crack. But then she went and said, okay, I'm gonna fill this up with Botox and all kind of stuff. But again, looks like the Jigsaw from Saw. Just all that stuff in her face. Got her nose done. Chin is swollen. Just a whole. And again, I guarantee, sexual life with a young guy, just miserable. Looks crazy. So this is what this gets you. All this, I'm liberated. That feminism, that wanting to be in charge, that independent woman, that stuff makes you masculine because it takes away the woman's estrogen. It doesn't, you're not soft anymore. You get hard. Your jawline starts squaring off. The little chin hairs start growing. There's an adverse physical effect to you wanting to be this boss chick.
Have to know that sometimes people will open the door for you and leave it open. Sometimes they won't. And then you need to kick that fucking door down. Kick that fucking door down. Kick that fucking door down. Down, 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 down. We kick that fucking door down. We kick that fucking door down.
Just feminism, just straight feminism. That's all it is. It's just straight. Just be chaotic women, just be out of control, just vote for me, just have abortions, don't get married. Just it's sad. It's sad.
Your take? My take is having a dating roster isn't being a hoe, it's community building.
That is a take. That's a spicy take.
It is a spicy take.
I can agree or disagree. I'm not sure yet.
I just feel like if I can have a network of friends and that's community, why can't my network of lovers be community also?
Oh, this is a pro polyamory take.
It is.
So you're saying everyone should be polyamorous.
I feel like everyone should think about it.
One person to hang out with, one person to watch Netflix
Exactly.
with, one person to play football
Exactly.
with, one people to sleep with, one people to party with. What's the most that you've ever had in the game at one time?
The most? Okay, maybe 5.
That's so many text messages.
No, it isn't,
Just
really.
texting all day.
No.
You gotta answer, hey, what are you doing? That's so... What's the most that you've ever had in the game at one time?
The most? Okay, maybe 5.
That's so many text messages.
No, it isn't,
Just
really.
texting all day.
No.
You gotta answer, hey, what are you doing tonight 5 times.
No, I don't. Because you could have a day allocated to you.
Okay.
I feel like that's good time management.
So she's dealing with 5 guys at one time. Think about this. If 5 guys are sleeping with you, young lady, you're the jump off. You're not the you're the jump off. She said the most she's had is 5 guys at one time. Now, what are the spiritual consequences for sleeping with 5 guys? And it's the same woman that's gonna have an epiphany when in a couple more years that she wants to be married and she wants to have. This is the same woman. Now, you do know closer to 2030, when the country is starting to look a certain way and the country is getting a little different and more socialist and more communist and more globalist, women are not going to make it out here. They're going to be running to men. Women are going to be running to men. This girl says she had 5 people. I told y'all, when women talk about liberation and freedom and all this stuff, this is what they mean. I got 5 guys on the roster.
So what's your take?
My take is having a dating roster isn't being a hoe, it's community building.
That is a take. That's a spicy take.
It is a spicy
I
take.
can agree or disagree. I'm not sure yet.
I just feel like if I can have a network of friends and that's community, why can't my network of lovers be community also?
Oh, this is a pro-polyamory take.
It is.
So you're saying everyone should be polyamorous.
I feel like everyone should think about it.
What?
Mystic Philly, I didn't even realize that I told y'all, she got that pierced septum. I told y'all when they pierced this thing right here, I don't know what ancient ritual it is, but when they pierce this right here, it releases a demon. Because I've never not seen them with this piercing not on demon time. They're always on demon time with this piercing. Always. Listen, fellas, if you see a woman with this, don't do it. She ain't wifey material. She's a demon.
One person to hang out with, one person to watch Netflix
Exactly.
with, one person to play football
Exactly.
with, one people to sleep with, one people to party with. What's the most that you've ever had in the game at one time?
The most? Okay, maybe 5.
That's so many text messages.
No, it isn't,
Just
really.
texting all day.
No.
You gotta answer, hey, what are you doing tonight 5 times.
No, I don't. Because you could have a day allocated to you.
Okay.
I feel like that's good time management.
Let's get to some Jeze-Bills real quick. Let's get to some Jeze-Bills real quick.
I really want to hear from this gentleman. Keith Boykin, what are your final thoughts on this?
Well, first of all, thank you, BET, and thank you, DL, for providing this opportunity for the conversation. And elections are choices. And we have a choice right now. I think this is the clearest choice we've ever seen in a presidential election. On the one hand, we have a man named Donald Trump, who has 34 felony convictions, a history of racism from the Central Park Five to his black casino workers to being sued for racial discrimination in the 1970s to his lies about Barack Obama's birth certificate to the fact that he was impeached twice and tried to start an insurrection to prevent the peaceful transfer of power. And on the other hand, we have a talented black woman who started her career as a district attorney, became a state attorney general, became a United States senator, and then became the vice president of the United States, is the most qualified person in this race, perhaps the most qualified person to run for president because she has experience at the state, local, and federal level. And she also has experience in the judicial branch from working as a prosecutor, and the executive branch from working as the vice president, and the legislative branch from working as a United States senator. Who else has that experience? This is a choice. This is a choice. I just hope that we look at these two people and we choose wisely.
Yes.
The Black Men's Summit, moderated by DL Download Hewley. Now, I'm gonna ask you all a question. If it's the Black Men's Summit, do they have all Black men represented? ABL asked this question. If this is a Black Men's Summit, are there conservative Black men there? Are there Republican Black men there? Are there libertarian Black men there? Are there conspiracy theory Black men there? Are the red pill Black men there? Are the religious Black? Like, if it's the Black Men's Summit, why is there only one type of beta, simp, jug man in the crowd and on stage? You just heard this man tell a bunch of lies. Everything he said was a lie. Everything he said was a lie. Now, what he said about Kamala's career is true, but it doesn't mean she did a good job. It doesn't mean clearly as vice president, she got an F. So clearly, when Donald Trump was president, he got an A. When Kamala was vice president, she got an F. How is she more qualified than Trump? Kamala Harris ran the country with Joe Biden and got an F. Donald Trump ran the country in spite of Mike Pence and got an A. You got a room full of weak, spineless kings, spineless, in there at the Black Men's Summit telling Black men to vote for Kamala Harris. They've been calling y'all stupid and misogynistic and dumb for the past 2 months. Now they want to respect you with the Black Men's Summit hosted by Download Hewley. Just crazy. Jarrell said she hasn't held a job, nor has she ever employed anyone. She has zero experience on issues affecting the majority of Americans. Zero experience. When she was running the country along with Joe Biden, she failed. Now she's trying to convince you to give her a second chance with no new plan. Like she said, I'm not going to change anything that Joe Biden did. So she's telling you to hire her again to further drive the country into oblivion. And they're telling Black men, don't think, just do. It's disgusting. It is disgusting.
Let's ask you, politics is coming up, election. Is it true Donald Trump tried to give you money to endorse him one time?
I got a call, but they wanted me to, Sunday.
Oh, they wanted you to come yesterday.
Madison Square Garden?
This week.
Yeah.
They wanted you to
because they
pop
wanted
out
you to perform Mini Men. They wanted you to perform Mini Men at the RNC too, right?
Yeah, and they still offered me $3 million
to perform
at the RNC or this past Sunday.
Huh?
This
past Sunday.
At $3 million, and then they offered you money for the Republican National Convention too, right?
You turned it down.
How much was that?
Yeah, I didn't even go far back. I've been talking to them about that kind of stuff. 'Cause I'm afraid of politics, bro. So you understand. I do not like.
You don't like
no part of politics.
No gangbang or politics.
No gangbang, no politics. It's because when you do get involved in it, no matter how you feel, someone passionately disagrees with you.
That's everything, though. I mean, politics is worse, but that's everything.
Look, if you say, I stay away from religion, I stay away from politics. Religion, that's the formula for the confusion that is sent Kanye to Japan. he said something about both of those things, and now he can only go to Japan.
Yeah.
So, I'm like, I don't want to get in that, man. I'm like,
Well, Fifth, we got to let you go then, Fifth, because
Renee wrapping up.
Well, not only that, we got the vice president on the line.
She's on now?
Yeah, Vice President Kamala Harris.
Answer the phone. Let Fifth say hi.
You want to say hello?
Why are you trying to put me into this stuff? I thought we was cool. What is you doing, man? No.
So, the big, bad, mighty 50 Cent. Now, who wants to turn down $3 million to sing one song? I don't care how much money you got. $3 million to perform one song, but you don't want to do it because you know what? That black folks don't like you to have a different opinion. Black people are already communists. You like the irony of all this is that black folks talk about all this freedom talk, but black folks are the group of people that believe in freedom the least. Black folks are so communist, they don't want you to have a different thought. Black folks would cancel 50 Cent because he got $3 million for singing one song. There's no way I can have that much hate in my heart for no man. If somebody tells me, listen, Blanche, Kamala's going to pay me $3 million to sing at her rally, I'm going to tell you, don't be no fool. Go sing at the rally. I'm sorry. $3 million is $3 million. You can lead a rally and say, I don't support Kamala. Like, it ain't hard to do. Do what the liberals do. Get off stage and say, or when you get done singing the song, do like this. Trump 2024. I don't mean, you can do anything. Get your money, though. That's all I'm saying. Get your money. You can easily pay that on. That's easy. And they ask you, why'd you perform at Kamala's? Blanche, why'd you perform at Kamala's rally? Listen, man, they offered me $3 million. I couldn't turn it down. I couldn't refuse. I was thinking about land. I wanted some land. Thought about my children, my future wife. I couldn't turn it down. Yeah, I'd have been like Trump 2024 though. Let's not be like. Listen, it's just sad that 50 Cent can't make $3 million on one song because of black folks. It's just sad. And this is the same guy that Chelsea Handler told she had to remind him that he was black. Remember that? She had to reel him back in and remind him. I couldn't listen. It couldn't be me. I can't be the person where you telling me I can't do this and can't do this. I'm George Bush. I'm just gonna push the button. We all gonna blow up there. That's it. We all gonna blow up. What song? Oh, just a song in general? I can't do it though. Oh, that song? Oh, let me see if I can find it. I hope I have it, y'all. I really do. Because it'd be a perfect time to play that song. Let me see. I ain't even play this. I got it in one of these folders. I just don't know which one is in. Because it would sure be perfect to play right now. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know which one it would. I got my Earth is Ghetto song. Why is it not? I should have put it in the same folder. I should have put it in the same folder. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to Yeah, I don't think so because I might be able to find it on YouTube though. Let me see something. So I can find on YouTube real quick. I think this is it right here. Is this it? Is this it right here? I'm gonna find it for y'all because I'm gonna get it for y'all next time. I'm sorry. Anyway, listen, y'all. I love y'all. This is my time. I'm gonna get that song for y'all though. Current news talk. Yo, Blanche, have you seen DL Hughley BET Summit? Current news talk. We played some of his stuff. I didn't see it, but I saw that guy's last clip, and it was just disgusting. Just disgusting. Thank you for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Zoom 7K. When you gonna make "I'm Not Black, I'm Free" hoodies? Do you have any people that come up to you and ask you what that shirt means? Story time. God bless. I haven't even worn the shirt that much this year. I want to start back wearing it though. Well, it's getting cold now, but I guess a hoodie would be better if I could find somebody to do them. But that'd be a good idea to get them done in the hoodie version. But thank you, Zoom K7K. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Cruise Missile. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Always supporting. Thank you so much. Vintage Goods Willie. Josie and the Butchie Cats. Thank you, Vintage Goods Willie. I don't live in T says I don't live in fear. However, this man replacing women thing has ramped up and it's something ridiculously scary. I do not consent. Amen. Thank you, T, so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. Proverbs 16:3. Keep teaching, Blanche. Let me see. I think it's Proverbs 16:3. Let me see. Is it 16:3? Thank you, Star Baby. Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. Amen. Verse 4 is very powerful. The Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. Thank you so much, Star Baby. I really appreciate it. Bible says that God created the wicked too for the evil day. Teach and Reach Blanche, thank you. EWP, thank you so much. Vintage Goods Willie, Sperm Dumpster, thank you so much. Talking about that girl. Vivica Fox, look, you right. I think he's talking about Madonna. And Nadej Amor. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Listen, y'all. I love y'all. And I'll do part 3 on Saturday. No. Part 3, we're going to look into this Fleece Johnson video. Y'all are going to be shocked at the jewels. I know it's Fleece Johnson. I know. But he dropping some jewels. Anyway, thank you, Angel Wings, for moderating. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys, Navi, for moderating. Thank you so much. I love y'all. Thank you. Yeah, Fleece been out for a couple of years. Fleece is out. He's actually a lot calmer out of prison. He looks a lot older too. Looks a lot older, but he's a lot calmer. Please Monday so I can make it, hopefully, Blanche. Okay, I'll do it on Monday then and just do part 3 on Saturday. All right. Thank you, Josher. Love. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, Naquay, Chazelle, Realtor Tampa. Is that Quay? Man, that's Quay Chazelle. She done changed her name. She tricked me. Thank you for the badges. Thank you. No, Neek, surprisingly enough, he is against homosexuality. He says not of God. He says abomination. Like he's actually against it. He said man should be with woman. I want to say he's married too. Like he said he don't do that no more. Like he actually does not do that. He's actually a heterosexual, if it's possible. Anyway, listen, I love y'all. And I will see you all on Saturday. Thank y'all so much. Love y'all.